The New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. Impeachment proceedings are officially underway by the House of Representatives, officially being launched by Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, who have for months been resisting calls for progressive Democrats to actually initialize impeachment proceedings. Now, after these allegations or not even allegations, because Trump has actually admitted to urging the Ukrainian president Volodymyr Zelensky to actually get him to open an investigation probe into Joe Biden and his son, who actually sits on the board of a Ukrainian natural gas company, one of the largest over there. So this all came to light once an intelligence official actually filed an internal whistleblower complaint that was hidden. The Senate has actually subpoenaed, basically put out a resolution for that complaint to actually be submitted. So more will possibly come to light, but shit, Trump is calling it a witch hunt. It looks like motherfuckers is on point. Green Wall and graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. Make sure you sign that petition. Get Donald Trump on Twitter. You can find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can find it actually in the go to change.org straight up and look up Get Donald Trump on Twitter. It's spelled exactly how it sounds, and actually lays out exactly why you should be removing the platform from violating Twitter policies to putting everybody in danger, man. Check it out. Make sure you sign that page. Now, the Intergovernmental panel on climate change, the IPCC, it's a United Nations-backed organization that has released a landmark study that shows something that I already told our constituency, the Black Fox News constituency, and broadcast number 14, world broadcast number 14. I say global warming burning Greenland down. Man, that's me as shit. Melting hundreds of millions of tons of ice all in the sea and shit. Hundreds of millions affecting no coastlines. Where's the leadership? You know what I'm saying? Talking about how climate change is actually affecting the world's bodies of water so much that sea lice is expected to rise dramatically and have catastrophic effects, and also is seen as is going to fuck up the marine life. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this pans out. Unfortunately, like, somebody gotta make a move. Green Wall and graduation. We'll do the Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. Make sure you sign that petition. Get Donald Trump on Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or even go straight to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump on Twitter. Spelled exactly how it sounds and lays out exactly why he should be removed from the platform. Now, Jair Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, obviously has been under a lot of scrutiny globally due to the fires that are taking place in the Amazon that scientists say, or groups like Amazon Watch are saying, it's still taking place and actually about to reach a tipping point where it can't even be restored. Now, Bolsonaro, though, was at the United Nations General Assembly and gave an address where he basically accused everybody of lying and blowing the shit out of proportion, the international media or whatever. Basically was attacking like the indigenous people, like indigenous leader Chief Raoni. Basically said that it's a fallacy to basically say that the Amazon is like the heritage of the world, and you know, scientists say that it's not even the lungs of the world or whatever, and it's not even burning at like no crazy rate. So, you know, basically people, they need to cut it out or whatever. So he almost defended the deforestation. We'll see how this turns out though. Green Wall and graduation. New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. So Imran Khan, the Pakistani Prime Minister, actually spoke at the United Nations General Assembly yesterday, basically calling on world leaders to intervene involving this what was addressed as an illegal annexation of Kashmir. Kashmir is a country that's majority Muslim, and it sits between Pakistan and India. And India has actually has actually set up what Imran Khan called an open jail for 8 million people, but basically shut down Indian administered Kashmir, where you talking about like blocking off communications and having curfews and reportedly extrajudicial killings. So that's what's happening. Meanwhile, there was a 5.8 magnitude earthquake out there in Pakistani administered Kashmir, where 25 people died at least and 300 injured. Green Wall and graduation. Well, though the Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So over in Britain, actually, opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn has called on Prime Minister Boris Johnson to resign, talking about, you know, this he's obviously shown himself to mislead the country, or he has misled the country. This unelected prime minister should resign. This comes after I told y'all how yesterday the Supreme Court ruled that it was unlawful for Boris Johnson to actually suspend Parliament, which was seen as a move to limit debate on a deal on Brexit, a decision that they're supposed to come to by the end of October 31st. So with them being suspended for like 4 or 5 weeks and all of that, which they were supposed to be suspended now, that would have been detrimental to the deals and possibly pushed towards a no-deal Brexit, which, you know, benefits a few. Boris Johnson actually got permission of from the Queen to do this prorogation, as you would call it, but it's been announced as unlawful, and Parliament actually came back to work today. So we'll see how this turns out, though, because Boris Johnson's over there in the United Nations General Assembly. Green Wall and Graduation. We'll throw the Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Sign my petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter. I lay out exactly why he should be removed from that platform, including violating Twitter policies, putting people in danger, and all of that. Now, Egyptian authorities have actually arrested at least around 900 people, many of them being lawyers and journalists, human rights lawyers and all of that, whatever, as widespread protests have taken place in Egypt, calling for the leader, Abdul Fattah el-Sisi, to actually step down, due to like hints of like him corruption allegations and like the mismanagement of funds in the economy and all of that. But he's over at the moment at the United Nations General Assembly. Trump called him like a great leader, and actually even back at the G7 summit, while he was waiting for him, he was like, where's my favorite dictator? Like, he really just don't give a shit. That's why they impeaching his ass now. He trying to be like the dictators. Green Wall and Graduation, though, it's still a democracy, somewhat. The New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Sign my petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, which is most likely since they hating on our Instagram account. You dig what I'm saying? But check this out, though. You can also find the change.org link at change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter, spelled exactly how it sounds. Is that exactly why he should be removed from the platform. Now, over in Spain, the Spanish Supreme Court actually ruled that the body of Francisco Franco, who was actually a former dictator and who was buried in a mausoleum in 1975, will be exhumed. Meaning they are going to dig that motherfucker up, take it out the ground, put it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Probably at a family site or whatever. Now, this is a victory for all those who were victims of Franco's regime. He imprisoned a lot of people. People considered him a fascist Nazi dictator. So we'll see how other people who are in favor of this person react to it. Green Wall and Graduate. Order of the New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Over in Nigeria, Amayele Sowore, journalist and activist, former presidential candidate over there in Nigeria, and the founder of Sahara Reporters over here, which is actually New York based. This person had actually been jailed since August 3rd for treason and some other offenses that people felt were trumped up, but he was essentially encouraging people to lead protests trying to change the regime that's over there and root out corruption. And he was calling for revolution, real big revolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking on having like whole national days of revolution and all of that. But he was jailed for treason. He's just been granted bail, but the government he's still being held in state custody. So, that's what's happening. We'll see how this pans out. Green Wall and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So, over in Germany, actually, 3 top executives for Volkswagen, including the Volkswagen CEO, have actually just faced indictments. Now, these indictments seem kind of late because this is 4 years since Volkswagen was caught out there installing devices on all of their cars that will allow them to circumvent emissions tests that they were definitely going to fail. So these indictments actually come for to punish them and not letting their people know about the diesel emissions fuel scam soon enough for investors to actually, like, you know, make a decision on whether they're going to keep investing in the company or not. So that's what they're going down for. This is finance news, but it's definitely some ground shaking shit, because as I even walk through these streets right now, it's Volkswagen cars out here, you dig? So it affects shit. Greenland graduation, the New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Make sure y'all sign that petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Lays out exactly why he should be removed from the platform. I would say go to my Instagram bio, but they shut the shit down, hating on me, giving y'all this game, like giving y'all the info and talking about what's going on out here. Like, this is crazy. I'm just talking, I'm reporting, because I'm giving y'all facts. Now check this out. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, on his, you know, he's campaigning for president for 2020, even though I think this whole Trump-Biden-Ukraine scandal might be setting up Biden for the win, if you ask me. But moving on though, Senator Sanders actually proposed a wealth tax that's supposed to basically attack the extreme, outrageous and immoral wealth, as he described it, basically. And he even tweeted out something basically saying that there should be no billionaires. You know, that his plan is the wealth tax is essentially going to he predicts it will raise $4 trillion over the course of 10 years. How do y'all feel about that? Greenland graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Sign my petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. Now, General Motors, I've been telling y'all that their workers, United Auto Workers, which actually have auto workers for GM, across 50 states have actually been protesting, and they've now entered their 10th day of nationwide protesting. That is the longest protest that the United Auto Workers have actually had in 50 years. Things that they want, well, they want better compensation, better, more of a profit sharing agreement, you know, better working conditions, and you know, higher pay, livable wages. You know what I mean? They want a chance at the American dream, basically. Like, why do they have to just live like shit and get shit wages and shit benefits and all of that just because they are not execs or anything like that? And so in retaliation, GM actually cut the health care for all 50. It's an estimated 50,000 people that have actually been taking strike. But they still striking it. So, you know what I mean? Power to the people. You know our shit. Green War and graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So Bilal Abdul Kareem, this is an American journalist that believes he's on the U.S. government's kill list, because while he's been out in Syria, he's actually dodged 5 different U.S. drone strikes, has almost died 5 different times by a U.S. drone. Now, he filed a lawsuit against the government because of this, and a U.S. judge just ruled that they basically sided with the Trump administration. They did so by allowing the government to invoke its state secrets privilege and prevent from having to show their kill list. So business will resume as usual. Now, Kareem's lawyer, Tara Plachaki, basically said that this is the first time ever that the United States federal court has ruled that the government may kill one of its own citizens without providing enough information so that that person can actually prove themselves innocent and prove that he doesn't deserve to die. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Green War and graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Brady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Y'all sign my petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. It's imperative, because even though they got impeachment proceedings going on, he still might be able to cause terror in the meantime via Twitter. Get him the fuck up out of here. You can find that change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go straight to change.org. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. That's exactly how it's spelled. Exactly how it sounds, and lays out exactly why he should be removed from the platform. Now, up in Massachusetts, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has actually initialized a public health emergency for vaping and put in a 4-month ban on vaping products. So keep that in mind as I tell y'all that Kevin Burns, the CEO of the e-cigarette company that's in turmoil right now, Juul, he actually resigned. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. I'm sure it's a ton of pressure on him right now and probably some snake shit going on in the background that he ain't want the public to know about. But you know, we'll see what the saga continues. Greenwald and graduation.